Hey everyone, hello and welcome, Tony Bing here. For this test centre preview video, I'll have a look at Magneto. Now, he's a hero I've not played in a long time. When he originally came out, I loved him, got him to Red Prestige, and then unfortunately with the release of other characters and Power Creepy, he's fell behind quite a bit. But it does look like from this test centre preview that he's been brought up to speed a bit more, which is really good. So let's have a look at the skills. The first tree is Master of Magnetism. Now with this tree there's no actual new skills. Some of the skills have had the names slightly changed and the mechanics of what they do slightly tweaked, but by and large they are really the same skill. The first one we start off with is Wrecking Ball, which is your basic ranged area attack, and that will generate debris for you as well, which is your main resource we can see down here. And next up we have Magnetic Distortion, which is a basic ranged attack, and what this does is it actually collects any debris that's dropped, so that can be useful. And then we have Polarity Surge. With this you gain 50% damage while you have 50% or more maximum debris. And then following on we have Metal Tempest, which is just your standard trash clearing cone attack, also has slow. And next up we have Electromagnetic Field. So this is the same skill as on live, but the mechanics have slightly changed in that it now provides protected and also stops all nearby missiles and projectiles for 6.7 seconds. It has a 2.5 second stun on it as well, and we can see the protected buff there is damage absorbed, which is 10% of your maximum health. And next we have Magnetic Attraction. So with this it's a standard ranged area attack, and when you use it there's an orb pickup radius of 150%. The cooldown is 3 seconds on this. And next up we have Magnetic Eruption. With this you actually gain 50% bonus damage while you have less than 50% maximum debris. And then we have Magnetic Vortex. This is your standard weaken skill. And then finally in this tree we have Blunt Instrument, and this will also generate debris for you there. So all very simple. Let's look at the next tree, which is Electromagnetism. Now, similar to the previous tree, while some skills may have been renamed and the mechanics slightly tweaked, they are by and large the same. So we start off with Ferromagnetic Blitz, and that is your standard dash attack. And we follow it up with Scrap Shot. This is your basic ranged debris generator, and with this it doesn't have a 100% chance to generate debris like Wrecking Ball. It has a 40% chance for your projectiles to spawn a debris orb. And next up we have Compressed Shrapnel. This will knock enemies down and it does 50% critical hit damage. And following on from that we have Meat Grinder. This skill looks great, I do like this one. And this is your kind of area dot skill. And next up, Imprison. So this provides vulnerability and it also immobilises enemy. And then we have Impale with Iron. So this has critical hit damage of plus 100%. And then finally we have Storm of Steel. So I don't believe that's changed. Possibly the debris orbs being generated may be new. Not 100% sure. Let me know in the comments, any Magneto fans. Other than that, it does look the same there. In fact, it is looking like it's not saying that it isn't affected by power duration, which would be very interesting if that remains the case. I do believe it was affected, made him quite powerful, it was removed, and it really hurt him a lot. So it'll be interesting to see if that's an oversight or they've allowed that back into his kit. But let's now look at the talents and traits. So starting off with the offensive trait, we have God Among Insects. Critical hit chance 3%, Archetype Templar, giving you a bonus to the durability or intelligence attribute. For the defensive trait we have Electromagnetic Field. So this is projectile reflect chance 20%, Archetype Tough, given a bonus multiplier to both defense and deflect. For the resource, the primary resource is debris, and debris is generated by collecting debris orbs, and we have various skills that we've covered that will generate that. And then the first talent we look at is Dense Debris Field. So with this, if you have over 500 debris, automatically fire excess debris shards at nearby enemies. And next up we have a defensive one. This is Reflexive Barrier. When you're hit, you gain Electromagnetic Force Field. If you have over 500 debris, spend 150 debris to double the shield's strength and duration. And the buff effect is this shield, which at the moment is absorbing 2% of your maximum health. And then finally in this tree we have Run Through. If you have over 500 debris, trigger an Impale with Iron when you hit an enemy. This is actually a skill that looks to be quite powerful, combined with later talents, and one I've been asked to showcase when I do a cosmic trial run, just to run over the new skills for Magneto. Hopefully that particular video I can get done later tonight. Now for talent line number 2 we have Scrap Saw. So Magnetic Distortion transforms into Scrap Saw. This is a new skill. Scrap Saw spends debris, does not collect debris orbs, and has charges which are restored faster when you pick up a debris orb. So let's activate that. We can see that there with the charges. There we go, we can see the skill firing off. Now one thing I actually meant to showcase, and I will show it now, is with Run Through and the automatic Impale with Iron trigger. I'll show that off now. There we go. So you can actually get, as you can see, quite a lot of them as long as you have high debris. So that's very nice. Now next up in this line we have Super Compression. So Impale with Iron damage plus 40%, Impale with Iron critical hit chance plus 100%. That ties in really nice with that there. And I do think that will be changed prior to the Magneto going live. And we also have with this the Impale with Iron debris cost goes down by 50%, Compressed Shrapnel gains damage, critical hit chance, and the debris cost also comes down. And then we have Pinpoint Accuracy. Blunt Instrument damage plus 100%, Blunt Instrument critical hit chance 100%, and also Brutal Strike chance 100% as well there. And then we have the third line, starts off with Waste Not. So debris spending power damage 15%, and you gain an additional 10 debris from collected debris orbs. And then we have Lay Claim. So with this, the passive effect, your orb pickup radius is improved by 50%, and Magnetic Extraction orb pickup radius is increased by 150%. That is, let's see, that's that particular skill there you can use to pull in all the debris to you. And then we have Master of Metal, which is passive effect, max debris goes up by 150%, and you also generate 2% of max per second. There we go, we can see that ticking away now. That could be interesting if you could get your debris up high enough to see if that 2% could start to offset some of the skills you're using. You would have to go very high, but it's a possible option. Now next up we have Overwhelming Force, which is Wrecking Ball projectiles fired plus 2 and gain an 8-second cooldown. So we'll show this. There we go, that looks pretty nice, especially with the impales going off as well. Now next skill, or next talent even, we have is Shrapnel Barrage. Scrap Shot transforms into Shrapnel Barrage. This is the old spender we had on live, and Shrapnel Barrage spends debris faster but has a higher attack speed and damage per second than it is there. Let's see how we get on with the 2% regen with it. I imagine it will still go down very quick. Yeah, still going down quite quick there, as you can see. Now next up we have God Among Insects. So with this, Storm of Steel cooldown comes down by 15 seconds. That would pull that down to 30 seconds there, which is quite nice, especially if they potentially keep the power duration on it. However, I don't believe they will. Signature skills don't get power duration, and I don't really see them making an exception, as much as it could provide some interesting builds. But for the 5th talent line we have Warpath. Debris generated power damage 15%. When you pick up a debris orb you gain 1 damage for 8 seconds, and this stacks up to 10 times. Simple enough, you'll be gaining 10 damage there, and or 10% damage even, or just 10 damage. Next up we have Polarity Shift. So Polarity Surge applies positive polarity, Magnetic Eruption applies negative polarity. So only one effect can be active at a time. With the positive polarity, your debris generator skills gain 30%. With negative polarity, your debris spending powers gain 30% there. And then finally we have Wreak Havoc. So when you use Polarity Surge or Magnetic Eruption, reduce the cooldown of the other power by 5 seconds and reduce the cooldown of Electromagnetic Field by 3 seconds. So that really has some quite interesting build options that are available there. I'm quite keen to try them out in live, and I'm looking forward to doing this Cosmic Trial run with the, let's see, it's the Impale with Iron setup, because that really does look like it will be quite powerful. Have some fun with it before it's potentially nerfed a bit. But the next video I'll be doing is Nightcrawler, so I'll see you then. Thanks once again for tuning in anyway, and as I say, Nightcrawler next.